Hello and welcome, all my dearly beloved shining beings from all times and all dimensions. How wonderful to have you here with me today as we celebrate, as a part of the 20th anniversary of EMO Energy in Motion, the concepts and the joy of energy magic. Woohoo! I am extremely excited to not just revisit, not just reconnect, but to re-invoke the exciting times of magic back from 2005, 2006, when we started really playing in the oceans of energy as conscious, sentient human beings and having fun with what we can find there. A wonderful good morning to Alex and Lioness and Marianne. Hello, welcome. Wonderful that you are here with me today. I am, I'm delighted. Yes, yes, I am. Okay, let's get right into it. For time waits for no human being. So, what we were doing last time as we're going through this development of EMO energy in motion is the first one, oceans of energy. That's the big, oh my God, we have a living energy body and we can feel it. We can feel it. And these feelings, these sensations are real and they are our connection with our real life. Is this the real life or is it fantasy? Well, you can feel it in your body. It's only real when you can feel it. And that became one of the big slogans of EMO. We have lots of slogans. There is, of course, it's only energy. Instead of making monsters and demons out of our emotions and out of our feelings and state, we say to ourselves, hey, wait a minute, it's only an energy. An energy wants to flow. And that's a total game changer as far as starting to learn something about our emotions, what they're for, what they're trying to tell us, and how we can use them to have more fun, more joy, more happiness, more sparkliness, more aliveness. For these are all emotions as well, but they have been sadly neglected. And that's really a bad thing. Good morning to Birgit as well. Good morning, Birgit. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to my own personal online energy club, we could say. That's what this is, really. It's an energy club that I have been committing myself to for the last 123 Sundays, which is in and of itself quite amusing. Okay. So, magic. What is that? I could give hours of discussions about that here, but I'm not going to do that. I would like you rather to perhaps remember a time when you felt really magical by your own definition, when you could feel electricity running up and down your spine, when you could feel the magic sparkling in your fingertips, and when you had a sense that there was literally nothing that you couldn't do, that you could reach out and touch a person and uplift them, heal them, change them, that you could speak magic words that would change the course of history, that you could uplift and enlighten somebody just with a smile. We have all had experiences of these super high energy states. And this is one of the most wonderful things that I have learned in interacting with energy, is that magic becomes stronger and stronger and more real, more alive, more natural, more practical, and more effective the higher your energy states are. When you can really feel this living energy body coming to life and expressing itself in these sparkly feelings all through your body, like in every cell of your body, life is awakening and it is starting to dance. And that's when we power up, and that is when we are making the most of our abilities to be magical. That's real magic that happens in those states. And this is why it is so important to me, before we start the study of magic, to bring forth the modern energy chart and say, okay, if you want to make magic, raise energy first, become more magical, get to that place where magic is sparking in your fingertips and radiating from your eyes. And even as I'm saying this, I can feel that happening to me. And it is delightful. It is delightful, and I should definitely do that much more often, to remember that what magic feels like inside of me when I am experiencing these states, these high energy states, in which we are starting to connect. And connection is that word in the high energy states. First, we connect with our own living bodies. And through these feelings and sensations of tingles and electricity and sparkles, and like swimming in an oxygenated pool all of a sudden, that your whole skin becomes alive and aware. That's the first thing we connect with. And then all of a sudden we connect with this much greater sensory input. The colors become brighter. We can see more of our environment at the same time. We can hear more. We can taste and scent more. We can understand more as our intelligence wakes up, as our mind starts to expand. All of these beautiful things that happen in the higher energy states. It's just wonderful. It's joyful. And joyful, happy people don't do nasty, horrible magic. It's incompatible. And so I really do see this as a turning away from the old ideas of nasty, dark magic, and that the dark side of the force has so much power. It has no power. It has no power. All it can do is can make a mess of material things. It can hack apart bodies, but it can't touch the souls. You know, real magic is light. It is bright. It is beautiful. And the most magical any of us can ever be, the most powerful any of us can ever be, is at +10 and nowhere else. And this is not impossible. We have been there. Every human being I have ever met has been there. Perhaps just for a tenth of a second, but they've been there. And so, with that understanding that the more energy flow there is, and that's another word for more love, the more energy flow there is, the less likely we become to make stupid, limited decisions when we get this magical power. The less likely we become to use it to hurt anybody. You know, the more loving and the more powerful you become, the more your magic starts to sparkle and the more wonderful things happen in your life. And it's really as simple as that. And it's beautiful. And in one fell swoop, it takes away the terror of magic. Takes it away. that forbiddenness about it, that it's horrible, that it's bad for you, that it takes you away from God. It doesn't. It is given by God to us human beings, if you want to call it that way. I like to say the creative order made it so that we human beings can do magic, and that we can do our best magic at +10. And that's super. It's a super safeguard. Now that we stop being terrified of all these old wives' tales about magic and how terrible it is and how bad it is, da 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 da, we can then start to say, okay, well, what is magic? How does that work? What's happening? And it's simple. We make changes at the energy levels when we do magic. That's it. Make changes at the energy level. And then as there's this change at the energy level, then slowly and surely it sort of filters through to physical reality, to the heart even sometimes, if we're lucky. And that's what magic is, simply using our God-given intelligence, our God-given abilities, our living energy body, God-given living energy body, to reach out and touch the energy realities around us. And like little children do, cause ripples. Ooh, what happens when I do that? What happens when I touch this? What happens when I do this? Ooh, and that's what we need to be. We need to learn this. We are literally children in the oceans of energy. And the only way we ever get to learn properly about magic is not by studying the dusty scrolls of the ages, but by starting to make little experiments and find out what happens when we do. Mazie, good morning, and Marina as well. Hello, Ilka. Hey, good morning, my darling. So lovely to be here with me to celebrate the magic, the de-demonification of magic that EMO, Energy in Motion, has brought to us. So last week, I was talking about the second book, Living Energy. In the second book, we discovered that we human beings make entities and relate through these entities to reality absolute. And I told the story of the conversation with the strawberry, where a person has a monster demon strawberry entity and is standing there and shouting abuse at this entity, when in reality there's just a strawberry, a simple strawberry sitting on the countertop. This entity creation is the first real step into trying out some modern energy magic, if you will. So I have a drink here in my cup. And it's an ordinary cup with an ordinary cup of coffee inside. And that's what that is. And I can now say, okay, coffee is bad for you, right? Gives you heart attacks. Really a bad idea if you're drinking 20 cups of coffee a day to affirm this every time you make yourself a cup of coffee. But we can do something else. We can do magic. We can put our hands around this cup and its contents, and we can say what this is. This is life-giving. This is healing. This is life-supporting. It is energizing. It is super, super good for me. And I'm going to sprinkle in some stardust, some additional stardust, and some additional luck. And what else can we put in there? Some additional sunshine. And some moonlight as well, some romance. All these things we can sprinkle into this cup. And we can already feel how different that feels in our hands, and how differently our living energy body is responding to this. I am like dying to take a sip of this now. I'm dying to take a sip of this now. I can't wait. I want to drink this. So I'm going to take a little drink. Please forgive me while I do. Whew. And yeah, there's the energy body response set up for me, by me. And so a simple cup of coffee becomes, instead of a heart-inducing object, it becomes magic. And that's the 101 of energy magic, is to have a look at the entities, to become aware of what it is that you're doing, what you're surrounding yourself with, and then changing that to something that is more beneficial to you. And this is an awful lot of fun. It's so practical. It's so nice and cumulative with the little things that happen there. It forms a baseline for better energy body health throughout your life. For example, I have, this is not it, but I do have a spotted cup of happiness. That is an entity, a coffee cup entity. Anything that you put inside of it, water, milk, juice, don't matter what you put in there, it is the spotted cup of happiness. And there is a noticeable effect on your emotions, on your energy body when you use the spotted cup of happiness. I have a selection of these, so I can choose what I would like in the morning when I want to drink my cup of coffee. So, as simple as this may sound, it really is transformative in taking control of daily objects, daily rituals, and bringing back some energy sense into this. To, like, for example, one of the things that everybody does is brush their teeth. Used to be once a day before you went to bed. Now it's like, I don't know, 11 times a day. That's as it may be these days. And, well, what can we do with that? We're just going to mindlessly stand there in front of the mirror and worry about whatever that we worry about? Or do we want to use that activity in a magical way? To put the toothpaste of happy, healthy teeth onto the toothbrush, and to, as we are brushing the teeth, going, happy teeth, strong teeth, last beyond the end of my life, beautiful, happy, shiny teeth, happy teeth, happy mouth, yay. And then rinse it out with clear, life-giving water afterwards. And then look up into the mirror and smile, because you're so much energy higher and you're set up for the day and to go away. And we can do that when we washing our faces. Instead of just mindlessly slapping on the soap and water, can do that in a magical, loving way. Beautiful face, happy skin. Oh, sorry, I went into it there for a moment. Beautiful hair, brushing the hair. With the magic hairbrush, This magic hairbrush for my magic hair. All these things that we heard about in fairy tales, like magic mirrors and magic hairbrushes, we can create them for ourselves, and they will have an effect, and especially over time, a cumulative effect. People often look for this one pill they can take and everything in their life's going to be all right. But I like to think of life as an ongoing opportunity to find more ways to use this creator-given mind, body, spirit totality in a more exciting, better way. This whole mindlessness of I don't know, standing under the shower and still thinking about the argument you had at work, instead of standing under the shower and experiencing the water flowing over you and taking that opportunity to make some magic, to wash away all the misery from work, all the environmental chaos that's upset you, to rejuvenate not just your physical body, but your energy body. And then to step out of the shower feeling sparkling, feeling alive, feeling magical. And from there, the whole day changes. These are such simple things. And I'm really sorry if somebody stumbled across this, because it's called energy magic. And what they wanted was, I don't know, 3-hour secret old scroll that was found at the bottom of a pyramid in the Andes, where it describes how to raise a fantastic demon. And that's what they were looking for. That's not what magic is. Magic is just this ability to create change in the real world, but above all else, and first of all, in you. Because you are this active agent who is working on behalf of the entire totality that is a human being in physical reality. You are the agent of the soul acting in physical reality. So it is obviously of the essence that this agent should be, magical, more magical, much more magical, much more magical, much more often. And the only way to learn about magic is to do it, is to use it, is to get your own experiences and find out what happens if you do. Just an example came to my mind. I was experimenting with the cups of happiness and all these things. And there was this friend who came in, and they were like, as usual, well, everything's terrible, everything's horrible, I had a horrible day, blah, 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 blah. And I experimented with giving them a very, very much empowered drink in the cup of happiness without telling them it was the cup of happiness. And it was really interesting to observe that it did something, because I just sat back and let them sort of go on about it, and even kind of encourage them a little bit, which I don't normally do, to whine and moan even more. And it was really kind of noticeable how their hands kept being drawn to the cup. Like, I'm just gonna, the hands kept, as they were talking, their hands kept being drawn to the cup, touching the cup. And it was noticeable that the magic I'd done with the cup had an effect on the friend. And this is the kind of things that we need to do, that we need to learn to do. Set up your own experiments. I once did 2 plants in 2 plant pots, and on one plant pot I put the magic symbol. In the other plant pot I didn't. Watered them the same, exactly the same. Was there a difference after a year? Yes, there was. Is there ways to explain that away, saying that one was closer to that? I did turn them. It's very good there. I think it made a difference. I do. In fact, I know it made a difference. Man, there's so many things. If you just realize that we have these already created these crazy magic effects, like people who call their dogs Satan are like statistically 45% more likely to be contacting a animal behavior specialist for help than somebody who calls their dog Fluffy. That's magic. That's reality creation. Once you start waking up to this thing, what we've been doing all along, we can see how much destructive and negative magic we've already done. And we can stop that right away. And we can start to replace many things with much more positive thoughts, ideas, and activities. And that's when just life becomes much more interesting again, no matter how old you are. There's so much to explore, so much to find out, so much to learn. And as we do this, our sixth sense becomes much, much more developed. It becomes much, much more. How do I describe this? When you first start with the sixth sense, all you get is perhaps a shiver here or a weird little bit of pressure on your neck, and you don't know what that means. You're just noticing there's a sensation. But after a while, you start to understand what these sensations actually mean. You start to understand the messages of these sensations. And that's when energy awareness takes a threshold shift to a whole new level. But for the beginners among us, just start with noticing when you can feel something in your body, where you feel that. And that's your sort of first ABC of your real emotions, your real system that connects you to read and write the energetic realities behind the scenes. That stuff that the secret people in the secret societies right at the top of every civilization have been doing and are doing, and have been telling us that we mustn't do that because it's bad, since the dawn of human civilization. All right, let's have a look what we are. Good morning, Lorna. Hello, dear. Aha, welcome. Ilka says, I have as well a cup of happiness that looks like my first ball I ever had, as I found out in Sanctuary. I saw it in a shop from outside, stepped inside, grabbed it, and bought it. Brilliant. Excellent. Yeah, cups of happiness are wonderful. And they're powerful. And they can be the sort of thing that helps stabilize if we, are going through tough times, or if we're sick, or if we're, getting stressed out for whatever reason. The cup of happiness can help stabilize us. Now, just a cup of happiness can't save your entire incarnation, but it can be step one, the first note you learned to play on the piano. It has many keys. There are so many other things, like, I don't know, you can have, I don't know, a coat of protection. That's a fun idea. So when you go out and you feel a bit nervous or distraught, you put on your coat of protection. You can have a scarf of magic. That's one of these basic human things, is to give an entity a job to do, to tell it what it is, and that's what you are, and this is how you are going to function in my world. This has been going on since the dawn of ages. There are football players who have special shoes that they absolutely refuse to go out and play without them, magic shoes. Dumbo had its magic feather so that he could start to fly. People have lucky rabbit's feet. What on earth that is, I do not know, but that shows us we can make a lucky something out of literally anything, even a dead rabbit's foot. So thank you for that example. We can make supportive objects for ourselves, which, if you make enough of them, they start to work together and they create a protective, uplifting power field around you. And that can really help stabilize our ups and downs of emotions and make life just simply a better place. Ah, Chemazier says, I liked the idea for protection also. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Whatever you need, the power of the positives. Um, I have a blanket of my dreams. And this blanket is something that I take with me when I travel. And I put it on the hotel beds, and immediately the room becomes my room. It doesn't look like a normal hotel room any longer. It's my room now. But also the blanket of my dreams. If I get underneath it, I snuggle up underneath it, I feel this layer of level and protection and comfort and safety. It is incalculable how much support, emotional support I got from the blanket of my dreams over the years. And it's okay if that should get lost or destroyed. You see, I am an energy magician. I can always make another one. I can even make one out of a hotel blanket or an old blanket from a secondhand shop or any blanket, because I know how to take that blanket and hold it to my heart and tell it, you are the blanket of my dreams now. And I can feel my energy hands starting to spark as I am changing the energetic reality of this blanket. So yeah, blanket of my dreams. Totally recommend this. This is wonderful. You know, you can call it a healing blanket or protective blanket. I know what I mean when I say my blanket of my dreams. And look, I'm smiling. It's one of the little things that just helps me get through the day. I am a very energy reactive person with a very curious past and childhood. I go up and down on the Sue scale quite dramatically, like a great many creative people do. And I truly appreciate the fact that I can go ahead and make supportive, uplifting, protective things for my energy body. I appreciate that. It's a form of self-care and self-love that is quite special and quite wonderful. Really, really quite wonderful. Oh, ooh. Lorna says, I have a pair of magical earrings which I wear when I give a modern energy presentation. Excellent. Excellent. I am running currently the Community Energist course, and that is a 52-week course. And so as we're on week 21 now. That's quite a long time. And I made a little pendant, a smiley face pendant, specially for the Community Energist. And I don't know how many times I've commented on this. No matter what was happening in the day, what weirdness had happened before our meeting on the set time on a Friday, the minute I put that smiley face pendant on, I'm there with the Community Energist, with the whole thing about bringing more happiness to people, that our happiness matters, that we have to find ways to letting other people know about modern energy. And so that kind of thing is just wonderful. Look, if you are a lady and you have a jewelry box, or if you are any kind of person who has a jewelry box, go through it, have a look at each one of the items inside, and get a sense what kind of positive that represents for you. Just without doing anything else, just get a sense of what there is already. For example, you could have a amethyst pendant that used to belong to your mother that died many years ago. And when you look at it, you just feel kind of sad still, or, and so you don't wear it and you put it away. Just note that at first. Do that first, so that you are actually becoming aware of what your relationship with these jewelry objects is. Once you've done that, then you can consider how you would like to change things. For example, the amethyst pendant that used to belong to your mother does not need to remain a source of feeling miserable, sad, and alone. We can take that in our hands, hold it to our hearts, and literally just sort of all the times we felt loved by the mother, all the times the mother looked out for us, the sense that mother is looking out for us still on the higher planes and would be delighted if we allowed her into our lives more, and keep going with that until this thing is radiant and bursting with love. And if you put it on, you literally feel your mother wrapping her arms around you and giving you a big kiss. And there could be times in your life when that kind of thing would be super helpful. That's energy magic. That is taking control of the energy realities associated with objects in the heart, in physical reality, and actually using them to our benefit. And I just love this. I love this. Yeah. So there's so many things you can do with this. I will repeat this story because it is just so funny. Started a website called magicspellsandpotions.com, and the whole story of that is on this channel. I left a link at the top of the chat in the description. And so at one point I thought I'll start collecting spells, and then somebody sent me in a love spell that essentially contained, what was it? Cat hair and cactus milk. Now, when you read a recipe or a spell recipe for which this was, the question we need to ask ourselves, where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. Cat milk? No, not cat milk. Cat hair and cactus milk. Ew! I feel that here, and I just actually want to throw up at the thought of that. That is my energy body reaction to this so-called love spell ingredients. Clearly, nothing good can come of it. And I cannot imagine what kind of person actually came up with that. Being able to read the energetic reality behind the words, the objects, that is so powerful, so magical, so amazing, and also important, really important. There's a lot of people who take advantage of the fact that people don't know how to look behind the words, don't know how to look behind the pictures, behind that thing, that tin can, which got a picture of a lovely peach on it, but it's full of worms inside. You know, there's so many ways in which actually connecting with the energetic properties of something or someone can be, well, is essential information. We need this information in order to make sense of our lives and of other things. Never mind then being able to start reading and writing energetic realities. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so magical beings we are. Magical beings we are. Truly magical beings. Not because we've studied magic in a big tower. Not because we have learned some old spells mindlessly by heart and now spewing them back like some kind of robot algorithm. We are magical, not because somebody else says we're magical. We are magical by design. We are magical by design. Human beings are magical by design. And every single part of us, every aspect of us, every level, every layer of us is magical in nature. Take the greatest scientist, physical scientist in the world, and slam them against a wall and say, now you tell me, when you look at a cell under the microscope, just a cell, what do you really think and feel? And they will say that it's magic. We have no idea how that works. It's so beyond our comprehension. It's just magic. We are magical by design with our with our amazing physical bodies, with our beautiful minds that can go to the past, to the future, to any realm up and down, anywhere at all, and experience that, even if we're sitting in a prison cell. And then there is our just astonishing, radiant, living energy body with its healing hands and its energy mind and its heart of energy that shines like the sun, and the immortal soul to top it all off. We are magical by nature. We're born to magic, in magic, by magic. That's nothing but the fact, the truth of the matter. When we, oh man, when we wrap our minds around that, wrap our arms around that, and really step into that and feel the joy of it. When that magic starts to wake up inside of you like a flame and starts to spark and it starts to rise up and it starts to strengthen your backbone, makes your fingers tingle, makes your smile young again, then we are a little bit closer to what human beings are really all about. And for this day and age, I can't think of anything more important. People want to identify as mermaids and as fish and as mushrooms because they are so disgusted with humanity. And I'm sorry that this has come to pass. But human beings are magic by design. We've been running some bad software, bug-riddled software. But we can change that. We have the intelligence, we have the minds, we have everything we need to really live an amazing life on this planet and leave an amazing legacy to our children and those who loved us. That's not a fairy tale, that's not a dream, that's simply a fact. Oh, hi Pavel. Lots and lots of love to you. It's lovely to see you here this morning. Pavel says, amazing practical tips. Great star story about the mug and the changes with moaning. Thank you. Oh, you are very, very welcome. Yeah, try it on a bottle of vodka. You'd be so surprised. So it's such a wonderful thing to really infuse that with amazing things and just give it out like a little tiny bit of medicine, energy medicine. Fascinating. Just fascinating. I see what Lorna says. Da Vinci is magical. He could feel energy in his work. Yeah, everybody, you see, that's the thing. Every human being can. The difference at the moment is those who are consciously aware of it and are consciously aware of it. That's this thing. Mindlessly brushing your teeth, mindlessly washing your hands, instead of just taking that. You're not taking any time out of your day. All that happens is that as you're washing your hands, instead of being mindless about it, you're going, oh, wow, I love my hands. Amazing, amazing hands. They do so much for me. Oh, wow. I love you so much, hands. Oh, look at you. And now you're nice and clean. Not taking a second out of your busy day. It's just about not being so mindless anymore. I keep using that term. Yeah, mindless. Mind your energy, and life will be a different place altogether. Okay, my dearly beloved people, please join me. Join me if you will. And just let's say I don't know what to call this, by the way. I'd love some ideas. I don't think it's a prayer, don't think it's a spell, don't think it's a mantra. It's something, a poem. I don't know what to call this, but let's do it anyway, because I think it's super important in the greater scheme of things. I have an amazing physical body. I have a beautiful mind. I have a radiant living energy body. I am a magical, multi-dimensional being in the oceans of energy. And my happiness matters. Thank you so much for being here with me today and helping me celebrate 20 years of EMO Energy in Motion. That's the sequence of our first 3 discoveries complete. But then we have what happened next from 2006 onwards to today. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get an interview with dear Sandra Hilawi, who is very busy at the moment, for next Energy Show, Sunday Live Part 4, and the actual 20th birthday celebration of EMO, Energy in Motion, that has changed my world, created modern energy as we know it today, and will continue to help people finally make sense of their emotions, what's going on with them, their relationships, and connect the dots in so many ways, and just make people happier and more excited once again about living here, living this life, and having these experiences. Please have a wonderful magic week. Lots of love to you. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you for the birthday party next week, Sunday Live with Sylvia. Lots of love and bye for now.